We are not going in a different direction. As we always said, Dare Greatly is our mantra. It is hopefully built for eternity to become one day as iconic as, for example, BMW's ultimate driving machine. So we kept it. We also keep the spirit and end line, only those who dare drive the world forward. What has changed, though, is that in the two previous iterations in 2015 and 16, we wanted to intrigue, fascinate, and also disrupt people by showing individuals that dared greatly themselves, either well-known protagonists like Steve Wozniak or last year young entrepreneurs who very early in their age still have achieved something that's rather remarkable. Third year into the journey, we said the daring should come from us. So no more borrowed equity from other personalities. We need to feature how we dare greatly ourselves as we drive this brand forward. And the Escala, the concept vehicle, is probably a product proof point that shows best how greatly we dare, as it actually outlines the design language of all our future cars. Our Book by Cadillac program is a subscription-based way to get to a Cadillac without paying for one, without leasing one, without financing one. So a monthly fee of $1,500 gives you access to the entire range of Cadillac cars, and you can exchange them up to 18 times a year. It is a white glove delivery and pickup service. So it's basically made for customers who are very, very short of time, have the financial means, obviously, to be part of it, but who also not necessarily want an obligation to keep a car for a longer period. And you rightly asked, what makes it different to the other offers? The vast majority of current car or ride-sharing models are all assuming at what I call the bottom end of the market, where getting into a car in an affordable way and from A to B is more or less what customers look at. Our approach is the opposite bookend of the spectrum because it's a real luxury experience. Therefore, it cannot be as affordable as, for example, General Motors Maven activities are that use fleets of the other automotive brands. We want a top-notch experience. Why? Because we know that many customers, potential customers out there, not necessarily want to go to a Cadillac dealer any longer or are not sure if Cadillac is relevant for them. And my approach is, our cars are great looking, great driving cars. If I get people for $1,500 a month to experience these cars, there will probably be a few that say, I want this car forever. And we did a little pre-pilot where a couple of the participants said, I do not want to return this car. They had to, but of course we made sure that they got a car for lease or even for a proper purchase at a dealership. So far it's only a pilot. We're only doing it in New York and related areas in New Jersey and upstate New York. But we of course have plans, if this pilot continues to be as successful as it is, to extend it to other US locations and potentially abroad, Europe included, not least because we don't have a dealer network here. We know that fashion, design, architecture, and arts are areas of interest for virtually everybody in Generation X and Y, and these are 80% of future luxury car buyers. So we tap right into their areas of interest rather waiting for them to come and discover Cadillac. The entire automotive industry, with regard to its sponsorships, is still very much geared towards the interests of baby boomers. And they, of course, are big in golf. They love motorsports. The charm that both exhibitions like Let Us Andy Warhol have, as much as the cooperation with the Council of Fashion Designers of America, is that the price tag is so much more attainable for us as a brand. And we also create reasons to go to Cadillac House in New York if we have exhibitions like Letters to Andy Warhol, which also draws a crowd that is not necessarily in the process of buying a car, but we experience them with the brand world and they see the beauty of our cars. And in this regard, it's content that we haven't curated, but there is no loss of control any longer, and the chief marketing officer does not want to select the artist and also does not want to select the fashion designers when we cooperate with Fashion Week. Fashion Week for women is of course something we looked into. The price tag is much higher, and that's why we said men's fashion is probably still a little bit an underexploited territory in sponsorship. Let's start with it, but let's not limit our activities to it.